It was a punk rock day. A show came on, so I decided to stay. It wasn't good, I watched it anyway. Oh, yeah, that is a punk rock day. Yeah, that is a punk rock day. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Punk Rock Review, home of a bunch of opinionated crap you don't care about, also the home of the feedback you provide that we don't care about, keeps us on an even playing field, and we like that. Real quick shout out to our sponsor. Fuck! Anyhow, moving straight into it today. Today we got a special topic of conversation for you, but of course, we can't just go into it without at least showing our credentials. So let's go ahead, get those up there because we are a professional gamer after all. And of course, the topic of conversation today is there are games that we would rather run through a second time, a third time even, man, rather than finishing up a game that we've started or even completed and gone through once. And we'll call it the Ghostwire, kind of Tokyo versus the Red Dead Redemption 2 paradox, all right? So, of course, there are so many games out there on the market that you can choose to kind of play almost anything that your heart could desire as long as it's a game that exists and is out that you can play until your heart's, desire is met. Now, when we kind of lump in the paradox aspect of Ghostwire Tokyo and Red Dead Redemption 2, let's go ahead and kind of break that down. And these are examples. These aren't to say that Ghostwire Tokyo doesn't have any fun elements to it, or it's not worth playing or completing, and this isn't to say that Red Dead Redemption 2 is one that we would rather go through multiple times rather than finish Ghostwire Tokyo. However, in this case, Red Dead Redemption 2 is one that we would rather go through multiple times instead of even finishing Ghostwire Tokyo once. Keep up. So, there's just something about games that, master the story, master the gameplay, master the art style and direction or graphics or anything like that. And then, you got, other games that might do that stuff really well too. They might even master it in a lot of aspects, whether it's, gameplay or art style and direction, music, sound, whatever. You got all the different aspects of games that, kind of make them complete into what they are. But the difference is that, man, if you find a game that really kind of pulls you towards it, even after completing it, that, at least for yourself, as the game player, that you're gonna set that one up on a pedestal or on a revisit shelf or, re-add it to your backlog. And for us, that's almost exactly the kind of case that's happened when we, encounter games like, Ghostwire Tokyo and stuff like that. And Ghostwire Tokyo, we're not picking on it. It's not the only game that we've been like, man, we need some extra space on the system. What do we delete? And you kind of go through and you pick and choose. And it's like, man, do I delete Red Dead Redemption 2? It takes a long time to install that motherfucker. I think I want to kind of just ride it out a little longer and stuff. And I want to play that one again. I haven't beat Ghostwire Tokyo yet, but it's not really drawing us to, to finish it or to complete it or anything like that. So, that's the one that's gonna get the axe and get deleted, man, from the, storage and everything like that, especially as storage is prime real estate, especially on console and stuff like that. And I mean, hell, even with expandable, drives and things of that nature, expandable storage, man, you're still going to eventually, you can't keep them all unless you're, PC, obviously, and then there's all sorts of ways you can keep them all. But, for us, there are just games, man, that even if we've already beaten them, even if they're 30 frames per second and have never gotten an update, looking at you, Red Dead Redemption, they're just going to, even in any drawback aspects to them, draw you as a player, us as a player, man, to go back to those ones and play those ones not only again, but also beat them again, enjoy them again, fall in love with them all over again. And because it's such a masterfully crafted game, you got no issues, man, with, kind of deleting the other ones, that you haven't beaten or, played all the way through and stuff, such as Ghostwire Tokyo. And, unless you're a completionist, which, let's be honest, are we a completionist here? No. But we beat a fuck ton of games, and it's only those games that draw us back into them, or the ones that we really, really, really want to go through. We still haven't beaten the newest Plague Tale or anything, but we haven't deleted that one because the story's so good. Once we get into it, it's so good, man. It does have that kind of draw factor, man, to keep it on the storage and revisit that one before we even revisit Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, will we revisit that one before Red Dead Redemption 2? Who knows? We don't know. We kind of pick stuff on a whim whenever we want to because as gamers, if you have a variety of choices, you're allowed to do that. Unless you're not and your mom tells you to get off of the TV because she has her bridge club coming over and they want to put on some music or something. But that's a whole nother story. Anyhow, none of this probably makes sense, but all of it really does if you think about it. There's, just different games, man, that have different draw factors, man. And there's games that are so masterfully crafted, created, and given to players, man, for the experience to not only play once, but to play again. And they're so good that you would choose to play those ones again before even, completing other games that you already have delved into, or, completing other games in general as a whole, ones that you'll delete and probably never reinstall again. For us, Ghostwire Tokyo. Again, not to say that Ghostwire Tokyo is unplayable or anything like that. It's just, man, that one wasn't made for us. We love the art style. The gameplay's okay, but it's just not the one for us. But you know what is? Well, it doesn't matter. You know what we do want for us? Money. Lots of it. So you should give us some. Anyhow, coming to the realization that, there are games that we'd rather go through a second time before finishing or running through a game for the first time, once. What can be said about you? You get a good old-fashioned, why? Yep, that's the case. There's games out there that we'd rather go through once and never again, and there's games that we'd rather go through a bunch of times, but, that's just kind of how it goes. So, that's all we have for you today. Hope you had a great day. We gotta get back to it. Lots of chores our mom has us doing while she's at work. Have a good one, you probably didn't. We'll catch you next time. Probably won't.